Hello again, everyone. Welcome to part 2 of the In the Spotlight series by Kingsley Gate Partners. We are speaking today again with Yan Lee. Yan Lee is the Chief Strategy Officer at JLLT, the technology arm of the Fortune 500 commercial real estate company we all know as JLL. He's leading the digital transformation of JLL in various roles, including driving alignment of strategic priorities and also as the interim general manager of JLLT China. So welcome back, Yan. Last time we touched a little bit about what transformation in commercial real estate looks like, where you guys are playing, how you guys are actually driving that effectiveness across the field. Today, let's spend a little bit of time talking about the talent aspect around commercial real estate and specifically technology commercial real estate. So we are all living through challenging times to find the right talent across functions and industries. Kingsley Gate is successfully working through these challenges with our clients and loving the journey that we are on with them. But essentially, culture, career tracks, and career development and hybrid work are increasingly becoming key criteria for talent to consider when making a transition. So what is your approach at JLLT as you navigate these requirements that candidates are considering today?
Well, first I'd say, Sanjay, it's hard. It's been hard, and we don't have all the answers. I can't speak for our very talented talent team. I will speak from my perspective. I think there are 4 strategies that have worked really well for us. The first is career growth. So we intentionally create compelling opportunities for the technology leaders that we target. And we give them the opportunity to have a big impact and accelerate their careers because we have the combination of huge greenfield opportunities in commercial real estate, global scope and really, really wide swim lanes. Now, these factors leverage our differentiators, right? So JLL has the huge scale like many big tech companies that we compete with have, but we're just getting started innovating in commercial real estate. And our people get a lot more autonomy and ownership of their products and businesses, and they get to work on 0 to 1 or 1 to 10 projects, which is really exciting. Our second thing is culture. Now, culture is often bandied about like free lunch and coffee. Culture is hard, right? It's hard to define and even harder to implement, especially when we're integrating a new way of working with technology in a traditional, really successful company like JLL. And so we intentionally invest a lot of time in communicating, one, our priorities and why they're priorities. And we spend even more time communicating our values, how we will work together. And we have 6 values that we make sure all our team members know that help define how we work together. And those values are actually deliberately crafted so we can use them in everyday discussions. And so it's not just in town halls, but it's in micro actions. The third on the talent front has been explicitly finding entrepreneurial leaders with humility. So JLL is a very successful organization. And when our colleagues at JLL disagree with our proposed tech approach, we need our leaders to have the humility and open-mindedness to really want to listen, find out where the objections are coming from, and tailoring our approach. And boy, it's magic when we find those entrepreneurs with the humility to listen. That's when we get the best solutions and the best results. The fourth, maybe it's a little less JLLT and a little more personal to me, but I find in this talent market, you have to be persistent as hell, right? So if I find someone who's the right candidate, I'll keep working on them and then no. Really, I translate it as no, not right now. And so 2 of our top product leads, we finally recruited after they both turned me down 6 months earlier. One actually turned me down twice before we finally got her. And both of them were well worth the investment. They're both top decile leaders in our organization now.
I think you're spot on in terms of the persistence that's required today, but also equally so, being nimble and being able to move fast when candidates are actually ready to make the transition because they have multiple offers in this crazy environment. And we've successfully navigated a bunch of those situations ourselves. Yen, one more question, and the last one on this segment, which is around the learnings for you, right? So what are some of the learnings for you as a leader in terms of talent acquisition, talent nurturing, as you go about building the future of JLLT?
Yeah, I'll break up the lessons into maybe two, and some are just a recap that you and your high growth startups are going to know. Especially in this market, right? Top talent. You need top talent to attract other top talent. I think it's always been true, even more true today. Second is, boy, we tap our network and our network really, really hard. And then third is, as I mentioned about the values, reinforcing them with each team member at each mega and each micro interaction. Now, I think we all know those. I think this 4 new lessons, I think, from leading the digital transformation at JLL, because Fortune 500 companies are very different than high growth startups. The first is it's been so critical to simplify our mission, priorities, and goals and repeat them ad nauseum, so that everybody, our new hires, our existing team, our colleagues at JLL know what we're doing and why. This not only reduces confusion, but it makes our team much happier because it enables them to make decisions and it improves cycle time. That's been really critical. Number 2 is patience isn't necessarily an attribute you look for when you're hiring at startups. It's pretty critical. It is pretty critical when executing a digital transformation.
Yeah.
Yeah. The third lesson is, boy, building a talent brand is always hard, but it's a lot harder when you're a successful Fortune 500, right? JLL has this very powerful pre-established brand for being diverse, highly ethical, caring about sustainability, etc. And that powerful brand actually makes it harder for JLLT to establish our own brand in a good way, but it doesn't. It's hard to get out of the successful mothership's shadow. And then last, the fourth is I've led executive recruiting at many companies, but more than ever before, I lean on search partners like you at Kingsley Gate, because the network is not sufficient. We really need help to expand and find a way to reach candidates that don't know what we're trying to do.
Thank you, Yen. Very, very good insights in there with nuggets of information I'm sure some of our listeners are bound to leverage. But appreciate your partnership, and it's been a pleasure working with you and your teams on your talent acquisition needs.
My pleasure. Glad to make the time. Thank you for the opportunity. And look, thank you for helping us build our teams. We couldn't be executing at the velocity we are at without your help at Kingsley Gate.
Great. And folks, that concludes this specific edition of In the Spotlight at Kingsley Gate Partners, and look forward to seeing everybody soon. Thank you, Yen.
Take care.
Bye.